Hello, myself Sunil Ramakrishnan. I basically till now basically we have discussed the 76th part and this is basically 77th part. And in 77th part we are going to discuss a little bit more about the sales industry, what actually the sales industry is, what is the formula, each and everything basically. Till now 76 we have discussed lots of things. In 77 basically we are going to discuss a little bit about the how basically sales works in one city basically one city basically how one city gets the sales data and from where basically the sales data starts basically. So for that one example I will take one there is one city called Vadodara city, right? In Vadodara city there is one power company that is basically MGVCL. So MGVCL basically gets the power data of every month, every periodically in some certain period basically. So this is just taken as an example. Basically, in real, basically each and every city have their different power supply. So like this, basically each and every city gives the power supply to the each and every areas. So basically, the sales of the base that basically starts like this. Basically, that is basically the power supply which is getting passed by the power companies and the energy companies. So according to that power supply, only the each and every malls, each and every shops, uh, each and every areas basically gets their material basically you can say. This is just taken as an example, but in real basically the power supply can be anything basically anybody and in any company in any city basically the power supply can be of any company basically. But in real basically one if one city is getting power supply that's connected with more than 150 countries basically you can say. So like this, basically the one city got the power supply, and that is basically for 1 month in advance. So according to that, basically the materials of the malls, materials of the local market, each and every gets supply into that city basically. So just see basically up to what level the sales and the supply chain of the power supply are connected basically. So here basically I want to say that each and every things are basically connected with each other. Sales industry is connected with each other. Sales industry is connected with the power supply company. Sales industry is connected with the energy companies. Sales industry is connected with the nuclear company basically who has created the power supply basically for that particular city. Like this basically the um, power company gets the data of 1 month in advance basically according to that the basically that city basically gets the data of the each and every human needs basically, for example fruits, vegetables, oils, petrols, each and every food items basically prepared in restaurants, in getting in mall basically whatever wheats are there, rice are there, dals are there, oils are there, each and every biscuits, each and every vegetables, each and every sauce basically whatever basically gets in the mall, that basically are connected with the power supply. So this power supply basically is of 1 month. It can be of many time period basically, many time periods power supply data can be, and according to that only the sales basically industry works. So basically if you are doing into if you are into sales industry basically, then basically you have to think up to this level. But basically these all are basically covered, these all are taken care by the government basically, because the government allows basically to each and every companies to enter into the cities basically. If government says that this material is not supposed to be enter into city, then basically it is not going to enter basically. So government are taking care of this each and everything. Instead of that, government are taking the tax amount. So just see basically up to the what level the sales industries are connected basically. So this is basically sales we can say. This is a sales of the this all are basically the services basically you can say. If the government is taking tax, instead of that tax basically they are giving the each and every businessman, each and every shopkeepers a sales service basically you can say. So like this basically government are not doing any bad. Government is basically telling that we are giving just to your services basically. Nothing else we are doing. We are not doing any bad basically. Like this, basically, government is selling whatever subscription we are getting from the World Bank, that only we are supplying to you basically. So currently, basically, for example, government has purchased some subscription on the base of World Bank data. So World Bank is telling that whatever data you have provided to us, that data only we have. According to that data only, we are giving to you the power supply and energy is basically. And basically, according to the requirement, what you have given, we do the processing. And according to the processing, basically, of the power supply data, and according to the power supply data, basically whatever is processed, according to that, basically prepare the GDP basically. So GDP is also basically, you can say, prepared by the World Bank and the few financial industry basically, who are basically into, who basically are not in front of the world basically, you can say. So they are not in front of world, and they never comes in front of the world, and like this basically they prepare the World Bank GDP, sorry, the India country GDP, that India country you have to prepare this GDP, sorry, you have to prepare this all, because we have calculated few things, we have done the few processing basically. According to the processing, basically we have got into conclusion that you have to prepare this many areas, this many things into these areas basically. For example, I will take one example. The data of textbooks equal to 1,000 city was passed to the government, and we assume that in Mumbai city and in Chennai and in Bangalore and Vadodara city, few textbooks equal to 1,000 city. Some areas basically are created by the software industry and the computer industry group basically. So like this, they have created the areas, and according to that, basically GDP, the World Bank told that in the GDP, basically you have to prepare little bit more in these areas, basically that is Mumbai area, Chennai area, Bangalore area, and Vadodara city area, because there are some more things as added additionally basically. So here we are stopping, and next part basically we are going to see 76, 77th number, 78th number.